Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Cranston City Council's special meeting this evening. Today is Monday, April 1st. At this time, clerk, if you'll please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Present.
Councilwoman Renzulli, Councilwoman Jermaine,
Present.
Councilman Donegan,
Present.
Councilman Campopiano,
Present.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Present.
Councilman Wall,
Here.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Present.
Council President Marino.
Present. At this time, we will have, according to Charter Section 6.03, we welcome Mayor Ken Hopkins to deliver his budget address and to introduce the operating budget for the fiscal year beginning on July 1st, 2024 and ending on June 30th, 2025. Mayor Hopkins, welcome.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, members of the City Council and my fellow residents and taxpayers of Cranston. Once again, I am honored to join you as your mayor of our award-winning city to fulfill my obligation under the city charter to share my proposed municipal operating and capital budgets for the fiscal year that will begin on July 1st, 2024. 3 years ago, I presented my first budget under different times and circumstances. We all recall the challenging days of the COVID pandemic and its effect on our daily lives and families as it touched all aspects of society, business, schools, and our local government. We have moved forward from those trying months to better days for our community and government. We have seen our citizens re-engaged. Our financial health has rebounded, and community pride is once again soaring. As my financial team began to assemble the needs and details for this budget, they did so with two directives from me. First, that this budget was presented to the City Council and Cranston residents would meet the needs of Rhode Island's second largest city, but require no tax increase from local taxpayers. This budget proposed for your consideration does not increase the amount of local tax dollars that can be raised to fund it. I will discuss the state mandated revaluation in a moment, but in short, that means we will operate the government on the same level of taxpayer support that we received this past year. The second mandate issued was that we would not use ARPA funds or monies that we received from the Federal American Rescue Plan Act to fund city operations. While we have appropriately used ARPA funds in the past for direct taxpayer relief, this would be the last year we could use them to balance the budget. I felt prudence dictated that we move in a different direction. Last year, the council approved an overall city budget of $325,718,075. That was actually $4.7 million less than the previous 2023 fiscal budget. Tonight, I submit an overall city budget of $323,328,164 for the fiscal year of 2025. This is a further reduction in spending of $2.3 million from last year. In short, we will operate the city on a budget that has been reduced by $7 million from the budget that I first came into 2 years ago. One question, how many of you of our surrounding communities can make that particular claim? We do that despite challenging times, inflationary factors, and ever-increasing pressure to spend more. In 2021, I took office with certain expectations of the city's financial health. Like a buyer of a pre-owned car, sometimes you get under the hood and find some issue that you need to deal with. We soon learned that we would have some fiscal challenges to overcome. We inherited deficits in areas like healthcare of some $5.6 million and a $2 million shortfall in our required OPEB funding for future pension costs. I did not complain, but went to work to fix things to get our city's financial house in order. I am proud to report that Cranston's fiscal posture is on strong financial footing. We can take nothing for granted. We want to keep working every day to maintain the respect and positive comments from the rating agencies. They have recognized our strong financial practices and last year reaffirmed our AA+ bond rating. The audit you recently received from your auditors for last year reflected more success on our financial front. The $4 million surplus was excellent news. It helped us restore and exceed our rainy day fund requirements of the city charter. You will recall that in 2021, the state auditor general required us to reclassify pilot monies received from the state, and in the swipe of a pen, eliminated $4.7 million from our rainy day fund. My predecessor resisted following that state directive for years and just kept kicking the can down the road. That is not my style, and I confronted it and I fixed it. Today, our rainy day fund or unencumbered balance exceeds the required 5% of our annual operating budget. With diligence and careful management of tax dollars and city spending, my message tonight is in part very encouraging for our city, but my message is cautionary. At the same time next year will require attention and scrutiny in how we do business to control our spending. We have made great strides in our financial status through difficult decisions like eliminating 24 positions to downsize our workforce, and other cost-cutting initiatives helped to reduce the size of our government. Our improved financial direction will be presented with serious challenges going forward. I present you this budget plan as an austerity budget that I consider pro-taxpayer, but will require commitment and sacrifice in the execution and delivery of services. My department directors will see that I am asking once again for them to do more with less. There are essentially no new programs or increased discretionary spending included. All city department heads will be directed to manage their budgets while meeting my expected level of services to our taxpayers, and to do so with the current staffing levels. On the city side, I can control spending and ask that we try and deliver the same level of constituent services. Included in this budget, we will fulfill our contractual obligations and step increases for our city employees. We are fully funding our annual contribution to the state pension fund and our obligation for OPEB. All of my choices in this budget plan for the next year reflect difficult decisions necessary for the long-term financial health of our city. Tonight, I am asking our school committee colleagues and school administration to work with me through this challenging budget year. Some of my dear friends and political allies serve on the school committee. and I know that they will be good advocates for our students in our schools. I am proposing an overall school budget of $179,822,712. This is an overall increase from last year of $1,079,760. Fortunately, Cranston Schools is receiving an increase of about $3.4 million from the state of Rhode Island. I recognize that some of that aid is categorical, but it is additional funding over last year, nonetheless, that the schools are receiving. In light of that, mindful of my decision not to raise local taxes, I have not proposed any increase in the local school appropriation. Even level funded, Cranston schools continue to represent about 56% of the overall budget I am submitting tonight. Under this proposed budget, Cranston taxpayers will pay $99 million towards an overall school budget of approximately $179 million. That funding includes the additional $3 million the schools received from me and the council in the last 3 years that is now built into the city's required maintenance of effort. In an effort to still try and assist the schools, I am prepared to recommend to the city council a sum of up to $1 million from our remaining ARPA funds for our schools. Apart from this budget process, I would sit with the superintendent to review options to use the ARPA funds to relieve some of their planned expenses. The extraordinary support of my administration and taxpayers for Cranston schools is self-evident throughout our city. In 2020, voters approved a $147 million bond referendum for schools purposes. We all admire the new Garden City School, the improvements at Eden Park School, and the significant undertaking to build a new Gladstone Street School on June 4th. Voters will be asked to approve another $40 million bond issue for the Cranston schools. I fully support that June bond referendum. Among the purposes and projects of the bond will be to ensure the completion of Gladstone School, Phase 3 of the Eden Park School, and the acquisition and renovation of the property for the Apprenticeship Exploration School, which is run in collaboration with the Laborers International Union of North America. The school administration has represented that the spending on these projects will be eligible for up to 74% reimbursement from the Rhode Island Department of Education. I support vocational education as a critical pathway for serving some of our students who may not want to attend a 2 or 4 year college. Instead, students get hands-on experience and knowledge for a career in construction trades. The capital budget I am proposing tonight will provide almost $77 million for our schools. That would include $53 million for Gladstone, $15 million for Eden Park Phase 3, and approximately $4 million next year for the AES Charter School. The balance of the school capital budget will address things like new parking lots at Cranston West, a new HVAC and boiler system for Cranston East. It would address flooring replacements at several elementary schools around the city. Taxpayers are investing heavily in our schools, and we will go forward and fund their debt service obligation to repay these bond issues. The balance of the proposed capital budget, or another $18 million, will go to fund critical capital budget needs in city departments. Significant in that list is $9 million for citywide infrastructure, street paving, as well as storm drain rehabilitation. The capital budget will also fund Phase 3 of the Niceville Rehabilitation Project that will allow us to continue the revitalization of that area, the streetscape, to complement the new Eatery Park and the completion of Phase 2 that is now underway. The remainder of the capital budget will fund important priorities in police and fire, as well as the recreation department. As all property owners and businesses know, Cranston has just completed the state-mandated full revaluation of all residential and commercial properties in our city. Required every 9 years, there were some who suggested that we should postpone the revaluation because it was an election year. I rejected that political escape hatch. By law, the value of properties needs to accurately and periodically be updated to reflect their fair market values, so no one is paying more than their fair share, and to equalize values for all of our residents. Under the capable leadership of our well-respected tax assessor, Ken Millette, and Vision Appraisal, they have notified owners of their proposed new values as of December 31st, 2023. The city has only started the process, and for those with questions or disagreement, there is still time to review your new values with the city. Up until April 11th, if you can do so informally. After that, there are other appeals and reviews that you can follow. I urge you to visit the city's website for more information. Every day we see the published reports of extraordinary increases in homes selling and property prices that must be reflected in the new values. Vision Appraisal can show how they arrived at the new values based on the recent comparable sales in your area or the basis of your new assessments. I think most people will find that their friends and neighbors are selling their property close to the new assessed values. The bottom line for every taxpayer is how much taxes will they have to pay following the revaluation. If adopted as proposed this evening, the tax rate for residential dwelling in land up to 5 units will be reduced from $18.90 per $1,000 of value to $13.41 per $1,000 of value. The tax rate for larger apartments, commercial and industrial property will be reduced from $28.35 per thousand of value to $20.12 per $1,000 of value. This budget that I share tonight will allow us to meet the financial needs of our city and allow us to deliver essential city services. We will continue our service to meet the needs of our constituents. This is a sound financial plan for our city that is deserving your support. I am committed to keeping Cranston going in the right direction at a reasonable price to all of our taxpayers. We will invest in our infrastructure. We will work to enhance the appearance of our business corridors to encourage visitors to shop, dine, and trade at our neighborhood businesses. This budget reaffirms my commitment to public safety in our police and fire departments. We will keep our streets and neighborhoods safe with this budget. The community pride we witness every day is seen in our citizens in their role in our special quality of life. They enjoy events like Cranston's parades, fairs, and festivals. This budget will continue to support those community events. Before concluding my remarks, I want to express my appreciation on behalf of the City Council and all of our residents for the hardworking service by our city workers and teachers who who serve as dedicated public employees. Please allow me to recognize and thank our many first responders who protect and serve our community and fearlessly respond to emergencies in our homes and neighborhoods. Thank you to all those who in the cold of winter plow our streets and in the heat of the summer help to maintain our infrastructure. But most of all, I appreciate all who serve and help taxpayers and residents every day as they interface with their local government, at City Hall or at offices around the city. I have the privilege to witness firsthand how that you make our city work for its residents. At the outset of my remarks, I stated that our goal in preparing this budget was to meet the city's ability to deliver essential services and to protect our long-term financial health. We have done so for our residents with no property tax increase, nor other increased fees like sewer bills. This budget is my best effort to keep Cranston affordable for all taxpayers, families, and businesses. It is worthy of your support. I look forward to your favorable consideration. I thank you, and as always, one Cranston, one heartbeat. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Hopkins. And now, just as a point of procedure this evening, this meeting is mainly informational, and just for record purposes, I would like to note that in addition to the mayor's address, that includes the resolution adopting the operating budget and salary schedule for the general fund, the sewer fund, the insurance fund, and the capital budget of the fiscal year commencing July 1st, 2024, and ending June 30th, 2025, and adopting the capital improvement program for the 4 succeeding years. That will be referred to special finance committee meetings. Also, we have an ordinance making annual appropriation for the city of Cranston for the fiscal year of July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025, to be referred to special finance committee meetings. The resolution levying and ordering the assessment and collection of a tax on a rateable real estate and tangible personal property pursuant to Charter 6.11, and that is also referred to special finance committee meetings. Ordinance fixing the date when taxes are assessed, due, and payable, and the date when unpaid taxes will carry a penalty. That is to be referred to special finance committee meetings. We are fixing the time and place for public hearings on the operating and capital budgets. We have a 2024-2025 budget hearing notice, which is also online. Currently, this is scheduled for Monday, April 8th at 5:30. Will be a special city council meeting with public hearing on the budget of 2024 to 2025. And then the Finance Committee Department meetings beginning Monday, April 8th at 5:45 with the Police Department, Animal Control, Harbor Master, Municipal Court, Fire Department, and Fire Alarm. Wednesday, April 10th at 5:30 for the Departments of Planning and Capital Budget, School Department, and School Health Insurance. Saturday, April 13th at 8:30 a.m. We have the many departments of boards and commissions, City Council, City Clerk, Probate, Finance Department, Revenues, Information Technology, Building Inspections, Community Development, Senior Services, Cranston Community Action Program, otherwise known as CCAP, Canvassing, Public Libraries, Economic Development, Executive, Law Department, Insurance Claims and Risk Management, Personnel, Public Works, Highway, Building Maintenance, Engineering, Fleet Maintenance, Bureau of Traffic Safety, Refuse Care of Trees, Sewer Enterprise Fund, and Parks and Recreation. On Tuesday, April 23rd at 5:30, we will hear proposed amendments to the budget. On Monday, April 29th at 5:30, the council will have a meeting to adopt the budget. And on Monday, May 6th, we'll have a special city council meeting, if necessary, to consider any possible mayoral vetoes and final adoption of the budget. That concludes the informational portion of this evening's address relative to the budget, but we also have a matter, ordinance 3-24-02, an amendment of Title II of the Code of the City of Cranston, entitled Administration and Personnel, Minimum Wage, sponsored by Councilman Donegan and Councilwoman Germain. That is to be referred to Finance Committee meeting later this evening. Do I have a motion to refer that new business?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman Paplaskas.
I just saw this on the agenda, and I don't know if it's been advertised correctly with the waiting period with the charter. There was a time frame where something has to be introduced before it can be heard for a public hearing. You can't go right to a public hearing, to my understanding.
Solicitor Vadeka.
Yes, my understanding was that this was going to be continued because of that.
As the sponsor, it's my intention later this evening at the Finance Committee meeting for that ordinance to be continued to next month.
So we'll refer it, but with advice of, I'll defer to legal counsel, whatever they recommend.
The problem as we see it is that it wasn't properly posted to begin with, unfortunately, so it should be properly posted and advertised to begin with as introduction to new business, then sent to the appropriate committee. It simply does not satisfy the advertising requirements at this juncture, so really should not be acted upon at this time. It needs to be re-advertised.
if council members can take their seat, we're back into the meeting. All right, and conferring with the solicitors, thank you, Councilman Paplaskas, for making mention of your concern. And in conferring with the solicitors, just as we do every monthly meeting, when we introduce new business, it's 48 business hours to comply with state law. This is no different, that we can introduce it as new business this evening, but we will have the Finance Committee meeting date occur on April 8th, since we already have a Finance Committee meeting there. So this evening, we will be seeking to introduce ordinance 3-24-02 as new business being referred to Finance Committee meeting of April 8th. Do I have a motion?
You already have.
Should we withdraw the motion? There was
Yeah.
already a motion.
Sure, yeah.
So
Yep.
John, I think John,
I'll withdraw my motion and I'll make a motion to refer to the Monday, April 8th Finance Committee meeting.
second.
Any discussion? Councilman Paplaskas.
Thank you, Madam President. Not to be a stickler in the mud or stick in the mud. I will be voting against this tonight. I do feel this is improperly before us. Shouldn't have even made it on the docket, so I will be voting against it tonight. Not this topic, just against forwarding this. I think it should be done a different way. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yep. I confer and defer to the solicitors this evening. They said that it stated this is proper. They're the attorneys, so I'm in favor of the motion this evening to refer it to Finance Committee meeting of April 8th. And we have a motion, so in a second. No further discussion. Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campopiano,
No.
Councilman Paplaskas,
No.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas.
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Good evening.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the April 1st Claims Committee meeting to order. Madam Clerk, will you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Jermaine, Councilman Paplaskas,
Present.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Present.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Ferry,
Present.
Councilman Campiano,
Yeah, present.
Councilman Wall,
Here.
Council President Marino.
Present.
Just for the record, Councilmember Jermaine stepped out and she will be back shortly. And I see Councilwoman Renzulli on Zoom, but she can't participate on Zoom, but she is watching the meeting. At this time, I will open up the floor for any public comment. Is there anybody here in chambers or on Zoom that would like to speak on the Claims Committee agenda? If you're on Zoom, please raise your hand. Seeing no public comment for Claims Committee in chambers? Mr. Lima?
There is no public comment.
Okay, public comment is now closed. All matters and claims are being held in executive session, so I need a motion to send the Claims Committee into executive session.
So moved.
Rhode Island General Law
Second.
4246(5)(a)(2). We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas, Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, the council's now in executive session and we will be back shortly.
Thank you for waiting. At this time, we'd like to have a motion to come out of the executive session.
So moved.
Uh, Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas. Yes. Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
All right, we have a motion at this time to seal the minutes again at the executive session.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in oppose? All right. I don't. What is that? We have it? Okay. All right, so at this time, I want to have a motion to approve the minutes of March 4th of the regular meeting of 2024.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? All right. So at this time, there is no other item in the agenda. We would have a motion to adjourn.
So moved. So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting is adjourned.
Okay, the Safety Services meeting will start in 5 minutes. Everyone, it's Monday, April 1st. This is the Safety Services and Licenses Committee meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, please take a roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Present.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Present.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Present.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Present.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Present.
Councilman Wall,
Here.
Council President Marino.
Here.
I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting from January 8th and the meeting from February 5th.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none? Madam Clerk, please take a vote on that.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to open the meeting to public comment. This part of the meeting is if there's anyone here in council chambers or on Zoom that would like to make public comment on any item that is on the docket tonight. If so, please step forward. We'll do council chambers first. Is anyone here? You can please step forward. Please press the button so the green light goes on. And speak directly into the microphone. We need your name and address for the record.
My name is Heather McCabe. I'm at 136 Eldridge Street. I'm here for the new Dunkin' Donuts, the extended hours. I have some concerns. I know that it's not a lot longer that it would be open, but with the Uncle Sushi open late at night, it's difficult for traffic to see cars coming out when they're coming in. And right now, that's a two-way road, so cars can come in or out. I wanted to know if there was any consideration about keeping it a one-way from Reservoir to Julia. Because with the car wash there on Saturday and Sunday and the Uncle Sushi on the weekends, it's almost impossible for two ways of traffic over there.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in council chambers that would like to make any public comment on any docketed item tonight? If so, please step forward, state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Jane Swift.
Please speak directly into the microphone.
My name is Jane Swift. I'm here representing as a trustee 107, 109, 101, and 111 Orchard Street. And it's on behalf of the liquor license of the Lunchbox down the street. So, first of all, and this is my brother, also a trustee. First of all, we are all in favor of small businesses in our community. We grew up in that area. However, what's happening now is due to the traffic and the parking, it's virtually impossible to go up and down the street. So we're hoping that there's a mutual beneficial solution for everybody. We're concerned that with the additional license, the traffic will increase. There's been issues with accidents on that street. We've had emergency vehicles that have not been able to go up and down the street. Our parents are elderly. We've had a situation with cars turning in our property. So just if there's some consideration, either no parking zone on one side of the street, whatever it may be, there's probably solutions that can benefit. And we know this is the restaurant doesn't have control over what their customers do, but it is becoming a serious situation on Orchard Street.
This is also
You need to state your name and address for the record too.
Nelson Pedro, also representing 101, 17, 109, and 111 Orchard Street. As my sister stated, that it is more of the issue of them the city has graciously put up no parking signs for us for intersections. They're still not obeyed. The police department has done a great job trying to monitor the area. I know a city fire truck got into an accident at that intersection, unable to come out. So it has cost the city already some money in the aspect of not being able to manipulate that intersection. It is impossible to manipulate that intersection. the crosswalks are blocked. And this is not an occasional occurrence. This is a regular occurrence. Turning into that road, as stated, we had a fire at 111, the house next door to us. Fire trucks had to come the other way. The garbage trucks have to actually back down the road to get out of Orchard Street. And again, that's also the route for the children coming out of Drew Temple School. So there is a lot, again, supportive of small business. We're not here to talk against the liquor license and the aspect of the liquor license. We're here to talk in the aspect of if there's a sense of not controlling what their patrons are doing, because it's an open restaurant. They can see out they have outdoor seating in the summer months. I've eaten there myself. What we're getting at is there's zero control over that intersection, and it's Park Avenue and it's Orchard Street. Though, you know, some of the elderly shouldn't be driving down that road. Even myself trying to get out of there, I cannot make a right-hand turn. I usually have to take a left. So they don't have any restaurant parking. It's all street public parking as far as I know. I know there's some homes in the area. Again, we are in support of small business. I was born and raised in this city since we've been there. My sister and I have been there since the 70s. I am extremely supportive. It's the first time I've come up and spoken in regards to anybody in our neighborhood. But we find it's becoming worse and worse when my 92-year-old dad can't cross the road because the crosswalks are blocked. So it's just an increasing problem. It's growing every day. We think with the increased liquor license, again, not talking against an aspect of I'm against the liquor license, but it's, we've had a couple of small problems, and I think it's just going to increase by offering them, the liquor license. Again, they have no private parking for themselves, and I'm not against them parking on the road, but then I know some of my neighbors on here. But some of our neighbors can't even back out of the road. I know the fire department stated they've gone into the restaurant and asked people to move when they're trying to. And again, this is all public record. The accident and all these things I mentioned with the police department, the parking tickets, this is all public record. You can look it all up. I'm speaking the truth. So that's what we're here. We're, not against the small business, but we need to control that intersection. It's a huge problem. And if they can't control their patrons at that intersection, we have a real problem with them offering hard liquor at that intersection. Not to mention, again, we have a couple of homes on the road that they park in our driveway, they turn around in our driveway, and we've had a couple of minor issues, when it getting towards the evening hours. Support the small business, but we need to have some control, or it's going to be near impossible to go up on that.
Thank you. Just to let you know, we're not allowed to have a discussion with you about this at this time, but we see that it is a problem, and it's probably something that needs to be handled with a traffic engineer or something to that
Yes, I
effect.
appreciate
Thank you.
that. I encourage the council to look at all the public record I just mentioned. I really would. It's all wide open, including the police department. The city's done a great job. We appreciate you putting parking.
Thank you.
Signs there for us. All that. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else in council chambers that would like to speak on any docketed item?
Hello, my name is Bart Means, 145 Eldridge Street. My property butts up against to where the Dunkin' Donuts is. My concern, as voiced earlier, is the traffic. The traffic is horrendous there with the car wash, with the other business on the corner trying to make the turn off a Reservoir sometimes and get into Eldridge to pull into my driveway. It's difficult on a daily basis. My other concern is extended hours with Dunkin'. Living next door to that property, I would just say put yourself in my shoes. Extended hours there, trying to get to sleep at night or trying to stay in bed late, let's say 7 a.m. is difficult with somebody having extended hours there. The noise, and you may not think there is, but there's plenty of noise that goes on with something like that. Honeydew is there before, and extensive noise. So I am against the extended hours. Like I said, property butts right up to the parking lot. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else in council chambers that would like to make comment on anything that's on the docket? How about on Zoom? Is there anyone on Zoom that would like to participate in public comment tonight?
I see no public comment.
Okay, at this time, I will close public comment. As we move on, I just want to remind everyone that all motions to approve business licenses appearing on this agenda are approved subject to receipt of all documentation and fees by the city clerk's office. I just want to remind everyone that. Okay, next we have public hearings. We have a Class BV liquor license transfer for Royal Buffet and Grill to Royal Buffet Cranston Incorporated. Is anyone here from either of those establishments? Okay, at this time, do I need a motion to continue that? I'd like to have
To
a,
continue.
If that's what you want to do, yes, you would need a motion.
yes.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have a Class BVL liquor license transfer of class from BVL to BV. Just to, if anyone's not sure of that, BVL is when you have a restaurant that serves beer and wine, and BV is if you have a restaurant that has a full liquor license. So is there anyone here from the Lunchbox Cafe tonight? Could you please step forward? Good evening. If you could speak directly into the microphone, state your name and address for the record, please.
María Calcano. María Calcano. Mm, 226 Elliott Street, Providence, Rhode Island. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so could you please explain to the council a little bit about your business and what your intentions are? Yes, you need to state you may speak for her, but you need to also state your name and address for the record too. To speak directly into the microphone, please.
Hi, my name is Emilia Alcantara. My address is 801 Park Ave, Cranston, 02910.
You need to continue to speak into the microphone the whole time, okay? Thank you. All right, so just tell us about the business.
If I may, to the chair, just a point of order.
Yeah.
The agenda lists of Sandy Tavares, just if you could ask them what is her role in the business, I'm just confused on. Thanks.
Are any of you Sandy Tavares? And would you mind explaining what this then? Oh.
Usted es la traductora, señora. Usted es la traductora. Él le va a hacer un par de preguntas a ustedes de cómo se llama el negocio, de qué se trata el negocio, todo eso, pero yo no puedo servir como traductora porque yo estoy en parte del consejo y ella tiene que escribir. Entonces, él le pregunta, usted le traduce, usted lo dice en español y usted lo dice en inglés, okay? So just for the record, I just said I cannot translate as my capacity as a counsel from what I was told based on our past legal counsel, but that you will be asking a few questions and they can tell her in Spanish and she will be able to translate.
Okay, so please tell us about the business, the hours you're open, and what your intentions are with the new liquor license, please.
Ok, nuestro negocio tiene 9 años. Our business has 9 years operating. Es un restaurante familiar. It's a family restaurant. La solicitud de la nueva licencia es a requerimiento de los clientes que quieren. The clients are requiring another kind of cocktails and
What are the hours of business now?
it's 8 to 9 a.m. 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Thank you. I'm going to ask for a motion to approve this so we can have a discussion on it if anyone would like to weigh in.
Motion to approve.
Okay, any discussion or questions for the applicant? Council Vice President.
So your hours are from 8 in the morning to 9 PM every day? Every day, okay. The liquor license you're requesting, you would be keeping it at that same time as well? The business, the hours are not changing, will still stay the same?
Servir la bebida alcohólica en el mismo tiempo de hora, de 8 de la mañana a 9 de la noche. ¿Qué van ustedes a servir en la mañana? Oh, she says they start serving alcohol after noon.
And what are you doing then now to tell your clients like where to park? Because we had you probably just heard earlier, their concern is parking and making sure, and I know you're not the only business there. There's a few businesses in that area that I visited and I park, not illegally, but I park on the street where I'm supposed to, but where I know you're not the only business there. Are you telling your clients, the patrons to be mindful of where they park so they don't block the street? Oh.
¿Dónde pueden parquearse a fin de que no bloqueen la entrada de ningún negocio? All the ways they do that. All the ways they recommend to the clients to park in another places and don't block the driveways and everything. Se da una situación que hay varios negocios nuevos. Ella estuvo diciendo eso. He says the situation is in the same place, in the same area, they have a lot of new businesses as well that make the traffic more difficult.
Okay. Anyone else anyone else have any questions? Councilman Paplaskas.
Yeah, I just, my question is, have you had the liquor license the entire time you've been open? 7 years?
Que si tienen, ¿cuántos años tienen con la licencia de licor? Desde que abrieron, ¿no? No. 4 years, 4 or 5 years, he says.
All right, I just want to make a comment that in the 4 or 5 years, I don't ever remember there being an issue here with this restaurant. I do know, our police department are on top of things, and I think we would have heard something by now. I don't recall anything, so I just want to put that on the record.
Anyone else? Councilwoman Jermaine?
Thank you. I want to congratulate you because I went to eat there. It's so good. That remind me a little bit of Haiti, the food. So it's good to have you right there. And we have not really received to what Council Papowska said. We have not heard any complaint about your business. So keep doing the good work.
Thank you.
Councilman Donegan?
Thank you. I remember when the location, the building you were in used to be Pag's Restaurant, and I grew up on Orchard Street for a long time, and we used to walk up the street and go there. And I've been to the Lunchbox a couple times with Councilwoman Vargas for some meetings sometimes, and it's fantastic. I wish you continued success. And to the residents who have legitimate, concerns, when something does arise, please continue to reach out. Let us know if you call the police department, let your local city council person know that that way we're abreast of what's going on when, and if that's 3-4 times a week, then it's 3-4 times a week, but we want to know. So, please make sure that you continue to reach out to us as issues arise. And I mean that sincerely. Good luck.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to talk again. Councilman Paplaskas had his hand up first.
Yeah, well, one more thing, and I forgot to say this when I was speaking, maybe through the chair, if we can let the traffic engineer know of the comments that were made here this evening by the residents. And if we could request that the traffic engineer goes out and does a site visit, just in case signage needs to be updated, crosswalks need to be repainted or anything like that that needs to be done. If we can just take a look at that. Thank you.
I was just gonna pretty much say that, but I'm gonna add one additional piece to that. We do have an economic development director, and if he is in fact out in the community, maybe we can tell him actually to go out into the community and be able to actually echo those concerns as well to those local new businesses. That would be something that he could also do and add to his
Okay,
agenda.
it seems like we're all in agreement that we don't want to penalize them and not give them the license. However, we want the problem addressed. So, Madam Clerk, could you please make a note that we want to put this on the next, do we on Public Works? Public Works docket for discussion, and that we will contact the traffic engineer in the meantime.
Just for clarification, next week's Public Works? Is that what you want?
After. Yeah. All right. Council President, you had something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks, Council Vice President Vargas, Councilman Paplaskas. Those are good suggestions to try and address the issue. We're only as good as the information provided to us, so we're not aware this is happening as frequently as it is. So it's good that you had informed us this evening, and we can help facilitate a response to that. And if there are other measures that can be taken, that would be great, traffic control wise. The business itself, I've had the pleasure of frequenting your business, also with fellow colleagues on council from time in the past. It's always been great and wonderful, and we wish you success. I'll be in support of this evening because I think that you are a conscientious business, and I'm hopeful that you will continue that going forward. Thank you.
Okay. Madam Clerk, please take a vote on the Lunchbox Cafe license transfer.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine.
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas.
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Chair, just
Yes.
the applicants, just to notify the applicant, remind them, this will go on the council docket for approval.
But this is going to be at the next council meeting for full approval because it's over the cap. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Next, we have extended hours license for Dunkin' Donuts located at 548 Reservoir Avenue. Is there anyone here from that establishment tonight? Good evening, sir. Could you please state your name and address for the record?
My name is George Zwiener. It's spelled Zwiener. My home address or 548 Reservoir Ave, Cranston.
If you could explain to us exactly what your intentions are with this extension.
My intentions for the extended hours license was to open at 5 a.m. instead of 6 a.m. and I would be closing at 9 p.m.
And on here, it says 5 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Well, it is 9 p.m. I change that. I don't have any intentions of staying open later than 9 p.m.
Okay. All right. At this time, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve so the council can have a discussion on this.
Motion to approve. I'll make a motion to approve the extended hours license for 5 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Anybody have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion or questions for the applicant at this time? Councilwoman Jermaine.
Thank you. Good evening, sir. I am the council representing that area, and as you heard, the the resident that is talking about how this extended hour can impact the quality of life. I would like to know what is really the reason why you want to extend from 5 a.m. because people still sleeping and the noises right in their backyard. So that's not good for the quality of life, quality of sleep. What is really motivate you to change the hour from 5 a.m.?
From 6 a.m. to 5 a.m. Just, we are a coffee and donut, breakfast business, and looking at my other stores, Reservoir, the one at 630 Reservoir Ave, as well as the one at 189 Sacanasa Crossroad. Those are my franchises as well. And there is a significant business between those hours. Not very busy, but there's some early morning risers that come in between 5 and 6.
So what I see here is we have to be mindful to be good neighbors and based on the location. So every, franchise do not, operate the same way based on the vicinity, right? So if you have, those residents live really close by, we have to make an exception, I think. So, I would like to propose to keep it 6 to 9 at least, but 5 a.m. to change it to 5 a.m. I would not be able to support that because because me as well, I know at 5 a.m. we still have a little sleep to do. We say 6 a.m. yes, but 5 a.m. so I would not support that.
I understand that. It was my intention. I haven't spoken to the direct neighbor behind me. Honeydew that was existing before me never had any kind of sound mitigation in terms of fencing or any kind of barrier between my lot and the neighbors. And my intention was to just construct a wall or a fence to mitigate the sound.
Yeah, for until then, we keep being good neighbors,
And then
right?
the other thing, I know they mentioned the issue with the car wash and the Uncle Sushi restaurant. The lot that I have, I planned on having plenty of off-site parking for my customers. My main entrance and exit are on Reservoir Ave in front of the building. And I have, there's really no traffic coming into my building from the side streets. There are 2 open escape lanes that I'm required to have open. But I don't foresee any of my customers going on to Eldridge or Burnside roads. I mean, mostly that's the car wash that.
Yeah, I think we can mitigate that, but just keep it, I think my suggestion is keep it 6 to 9.
I understand.
Yeah,
I'm an early
6 to
morning
9
riser,
at 5.
but where I live, my neighbor's a Speedway. And
Yeah.
they're open at 4 in the morning and
Yes,
they can get crazy.
you understand, right?
I do understand.
Thank you.
Councilman Paplaskas?
Thank you. So right now before us is the motion for 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. So I'm going to talk on that. But first I have a question. You're closing your location, sir, at down the road where the old Spike's restaurant used to be, Spike's in the plaza on Reservoir Ave?
Right now, I may be closing it. I can't, I still have to speak to the landlord
Okay.
regarding that lease.
So this is to open up a location and you're going to keep your other location down the
Yes.
street. How long have you been operating that one on Reservoir Avenue?
My father and I have been franchise owners since 1988.
So you've been at that location since 1988 in the city of Cranston?
The 630 Reservoir Ave, that's actually been there since 1964.
What are your hours there?
That's a 24-hour store.
Okay. Your new location, have you got your victualling license yet? Has that come before us?
Yes, I do have a victualling license.
Okay.
I received that in March.
You know, I certainly hear the concerns my colleague, Councilwoman Jermaine has made, regarding the 5 a.m. time. But I drive by a lot of coffee shops at 4 o'clock in the morning and wish they were open. You know, Reservoir Avenue is one of the busiest roads, secondary roads, or used to be a highway before 95 was built. Honeydew was there operating, I think the same time, in the past. So it'd be tough for me to vote against this license just because of your history being a business owner from the eighties here in Cranston. You have a good track record. I don't think 5 a.m. is too early, honestly, to get a coffee, and all your competition's open way before you. So, you know, I would be in support of this. Thank you.
Councilman Campopiano.
Thank you, Chairman. I have what may be a real dumb question, but it is quite quiet at 5 a.m. and I am in support if you open at 5 a.m. Is it possible, the only noise I see coming out would be that speaker when they place their order. Is it possible to turn it down at the earlier hours and then maybe bring it back up when there's more traffic and more noise? That might help a little bit.
Yeah, I will definitely address the volume. One thing I did in the planning stages was recite where the speaker was. So it was angled towards more Eldridge, away from the two behind the lot neighbors. So it doesn't eliminate it, but it mitigates it because that speaker is facing Eldridge more or angled that way. But I will definitely reduce the volume on that.
Thank you. We always ask that we want to be good neighbors, so thank you for doing that.
Councilman Donegan.
Thank you, Chairman. I don't know if this is, if you have the answer, if there's any institutional knowledge that recall the honeydew that was there, what were their hours? Were they 5 a.m.?
Prior to COVID, they were 24 hours. And then because of business, I believe they reduced it to 9 or 10 p.m. I'm honestly not sure about that, but I know at one point it was 24 hours.
I respect the concerns of the individuals that came. I do think that given the past practices at that site, that the 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. is reasonable. So I'll be in support of the motion.
Council Vice President.
Thank you, Chairman. Just quickly, are you making the donuts there? Are you having any loading or any trucks there? I'm only asking because again, the 5 o'clock or the idling or the shipment of anything that could be coming in. Just trying to be mindful again of the fact that if we have a 5 a.m. starting time, if there's any anything being delivered at that time?
The donuts will not be made there. They'll be finished there. I do get a delivery like the other stores, which arrives. There's a commissary in East Providence that makes the donuts for most of the Dunkins now. And that will be arriving at about 6 to 6:30. When I open, I pretty much have the baked goods, bagels, muffins, non-donut stuff.
Not a problem. Thank you so much for that.
Sure. You.
Anyone else? Okay, at this time, Madam Clerk, please take a vote on the extended hours license for Zwerge Incorporated.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
No.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
All set. Thank you very much. Okay, next we had some show cause leftovers. Is there anyone here from La Bandera Bistro tonight? No one here from La Bandera Bistro. I'd like to continue this to next month. How do I go about taking it off the docket, Solicitor Vadecchia?
Well, what is the, when you say take it off the docket, I'm assuming because
It's been continued 4
committee's
times
had
and they
it
haven't
up
shown.
at this
yeah.
point, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Well, you have two options. You could simply vote to, I think this constitutes sufficient cause not to renew it, but then they would have to come back and reapply. You may not want to do that. In the alternative, you could just take a vote to remove it from the docket.
Madam Clerk, you have not heard from them for 4 months?
We have not had any communication with them at all. We've tried email and phone calls.
I'd like to have a motion to remove this from the docket.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote on removing that from the docket.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, next, is there anyone here from Sophie's Sweets? No. Okay, I do need your advice on this, Solicitor Vadecchia. They have, been served and they still have, not paid their, 2023 tangible taxes, and they are still open. So I'm requesting that the city somehow rectify this situation.
It looks like the next two are in the same boat, and the committee is well aware that we had several of these businesses at the beginning of the year. It looks like the majority have complied, but there are some holdouts, obviously, and understandably, the committee has probably run out of patience. The problem is, my first thought initially was to obviously serve the cease and desist. The problem then becomes what happens if they ignore the cease and desist. Cease and desist for not paying tangible taxes is not something that affects health and safety, so I don't believe we would have the authority to simply shut them down. However, those taxes do need to be paid and they should not be operating. I consulted with some of my colleagues in some other towns, notably Providence, which is the leader in the state when it comes to this type of licensing. And based on my discussions, I confirmed what I suspected, that ultimately, if we want to force compliance, we're going to have to seek the assistance of the Superior Court. Yeah. Because the Superior Court can issue a restraining order, and if they defy the Superior Court has powers which, unfortunately, this committee and frankly, this council and the city does not have, because a Superior Court judge can issue fines, they have contempt powers, and a Superior Court judge could literally shut them down. Unfortunately, I don't have the authority on my own to do that. That would be up to my superiors to give me that green light. But it seems at this point, if it's just a matter of tangible taxes, I don't believe we're going to have the authority to simply shut them down, as was my original thought. Unless it affects health and safety, I don't believe we have the authority to do that. We would have to seek the assistance of Superior Court.
So, I'm requesting that the Solicitor's Office advise the Safety Services Committee on how to proceed with this, victualling license of someone that's open and refuses to pay their taxes. Yep, we need
Yeah.
advice on how to proceed.
I will have that discussion with Solicitor Malay and see how, if I'll have the authority given to me to act further on that. Because there seems to be a small group who are non-compliant strictly over tangible taxes. And unfortunately, our ordinances do not provide any type of enforcement mechanism for this committee or for this council. And that's something that I think we need to address in the future, because we have nothing in terms of enforcement powers. So there is no other alternative but the court.
Thank you. You might want to stay. So we are going to, wait for your advice.
Well, you have again, you have the same option as you had with the prior. You can either continue this again to keep it, on the docket so we could report back next month, or if you want to remove it from the docket, and I will follow up with Solicitor Malay and see how they want to approach it. You might want to keep it on the docket one more time. I think it might be better to continue it one more month.
All right, so I'd like to continue this one more month. Thank you. The next one, we were informed later in the day that the next Summer Foods LLC DBA Tomaselli's is all set. They've paid everything. This is the second one. I want you to stay. You can sit down. I want you to come back up for Rainbow Water. So DBA Thomaselli's, they did pay their taxes and we can vote on this tonight. Is anybody here from Thomaselli's? Okay, please step up. Thank you. If you want to state your name and address for the record, please.
Onat Arcelik, it's O-N-A-T.
The green light on that,
Yes,
so please speak directly into the microphone.
N-A-T. My last name is E-R-C-E-L-I-K. The address is 693 Oakland Avenue, Princeton.
Okay, just want to tell us about your business, what days you're going to be open, what hours you're going to be open?
11 a.m. till 8 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays till 9 p.m. It's an Italian American food. We do pizzas, pastas, mostly takeout and deliveries.
Okay,
Chairman, if I might, this is a renewal, not a new license. So basically,
right.
unless there's a cause not to renew it, if he's compliant, I think the renewal needs to issue.
okay,
Does-
all right. May I have a motion to approve this?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, any discussion or questions from the applicant from the committee? Okay, seeing no discussion, Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas? Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes.
Councilman Donegan? Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas?
Yes.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
You're all set.
Thank you.
Sir, when do you plan on reopening? Next week. All right, thank you. Okay, next we have Rainbow Water. Is anyone here from Rainbow Water? No, nobody's here from Rainbow Water, okay. I'm to ask you, Solicitor Videcchia, we can't seem to serve them. The clerk's office, I guess the police department, they've been there and they can't seem to serve them and they're still open and they don't have a license. So
I'm confused as to why they can't be served if they're open. It seems to me like it's contradictory. Either someone's there or they're not there. I don't know what that means,
Madam Clerk,
why they can't be served.
I was told by Major Catalano last month that they never received, the police department never received the notice from our office, which we did send. So we resent it again after last month's meeting. I don't know what the problem is, if it's the patrolman, that's whatever shift they're sending him.
I suggest, again, continue this. Let's see if we can get someone served with this before we decide on further action.
okay, I'd like to continue this to next month. You know, overall, we started with 40 businesses that hadn't done it and we're down to 2. So I think we did a pretty good job. Thank you. Okay, next we have
you.
committee business matters carried over. We have okay.
What-
May I have a motion? I'm sorry.
Motion to continue, Chair, I think we need, right? Did we have the motion?
If we can do a motion, but I needed some clarification, guidance. Who's gonna notify do you want the clerk's office to notify Major Catalano again? Who's gonna reach out to them? Because they have the notice.
I hate to pass the buck, but I give the legal advice and then
The committee is requesting that you contact Major Catalano and ask him to try and get that served again. Thank you, please.
Will do.
A motion,
Motion to continue.
Second.
any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes.
Councilman Donegan? Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas?
Yes.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
Okay, I need a motion that all matters in reference to the Spot Bar and Grill be continued to next month.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, Madam Clerk, please take a vote on that.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas? Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes.
Councilman Donegan? Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas?
Yes.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
Okay, next we have Kizakula Boulevard Pizza. Is anyone here from that establishment? Madam Clerk, is all their paperwork in order? Because this was continued from last month. I don't remember why.
We just have taxes that are owed, and there was no one that appeared. We sent them a notice to appear this evening.
They were sent a second notice? Motion to continue this?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Councilman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano.
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas.
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, next, is there anyone in council chambers from Nelva's Cakes Incorporated? May I have a motion to continue this?
Move.
Then continue.
Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas.
Yes.
Councilman Wall.
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, next we have new matters before the council. We have holiday sales. First is Free People, number 1887, located at 85 Hillside Road, and it says that Nick Swilka would be attending via Zoom. Is Nick on Zoom right now? If you are, how do you raise your hand?
*9 if on a.
*9 if you're on right now.
Point of information, Chair, I did see Free People on Zoom earlier. They're not there now, but I did see it. They were down towards the bottom.
Any chance one of them was named Nick?
Yeah, I think it was Ria, Jen Ria.
There was a RIA on Zoom, yes.
But it said Free
currently-
People, Cranston.
We can vote on this without them being here, correct?
You can vote on, yes, you can. I mean, it's totally within the discretion of the committee.
Have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote on holiday sales for Free People.
Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine.
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas.
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, next we have victualling license for Great Wall. Is anyone here from Great Wall? Sorry you had to wait so long. Could please state your name and address for the record and speak directly into the microphone?
Yes, my name ZZGHIGHANG. The business Great Wall in 1480 Cranston, Park Avenue, Cranston.
1480 Park Avenue.
Yes,
And you are the new owner?
yes, I'm the new owner.
Okay, so nothing else is going to change, the hours?
Nothing changed. Everything.
You have a lot of parking over there, everything looks really good. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or questions from the applicant? For the applicant?
Through the chair, I'm sorry to speak out of turn, but it does indicate, I'm sorry, it doesn't indicate, I'm looking at the next one about Department of Health Inspection. My bad.
You're getting your Chinese restaurants confused.
My bad.
Okay, so this is Great Wall, which is, okay, so we have a motion to approve. We have a second? No discussion? Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Congratulations, good luck. Thank you. Is there anyone on Zoom from Royal Buffet? Nobody on Zoom from Royal Buffet. It says here that they still had the Rhode Island Department of Health license final inspection due to the clerk's office. You haven't received that yet, correct?
No, and just, they had a liquor license at the beginning of the agenda, but we tabled because there was nobody present. We had the liquor license that no one appeared on, that we continued, so this should be good.
May I have a motion to continue this?
Motion to continue.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Okay, the next item, spaghetti.
Chairman, I'm sorry. Again, I'm on a roll tonight. I just want to clarify something because this is kind of important. This victualling license, is this this is a new license? Is that correct? Well, I'm a little confused because we did transfer, or what did we do with the BV liquor license? No, it says,
Royal Buffets on page 2 is the transfer. That was continued, there was nobody present. For that establishment.
okay, but we've had this issue before. If you can't hold just the liquor license, you have to have the victualling license.
Correct.
And as of right now, they do not have one. So what did we do with that transfer? I'm sorry.
It was continued.
It was
No
continued.
one was present.
Okay, I just want to make sure that, I'm sorry, I wanted to make certain that that didn't issue. So this would need to be continued along with the other item.
Yes, do we have a motion to continue? We did? Madam Clerk, please take a vote on continuing the victory license.
Okay.
We already took the vote? I think we did take the vote and then you,
If they have a BV license, there is no need for them to obtain a separate victualling license because the BV license is alcohol and victualling. So I'm not understanding why we're separating out.
It's 2 separate licenses, the victualling and the liquor.
Okay, okay. All right.
all right.
It was. That's correct, but you cannot have the liquor license without the victualling.
So we did continue that, correct? We voted on it? All
It should
right.
be on the same night then.
All right, next is Spaghetti Lane Pizza, and this is being withdrawn. Spaghetti Lane Pizza is being withdrawn by the applicant. Okay, we're moving right along here. We have no business from the traffic engineer. We have no business from the police department. We have no business from the fire department. Next, we have license renewals before the committee. Can I take these 3 fireworks as
Yeah.
a block?
Yes, everything under subparagraph 12 can be taken as a block.
Just fireworks, then holiday, or
Well, I think you could do the entire, everything that appears under 12. You could
I'd
do
like
it
to
as
have a
block.
motion that everything under Roman numeral 12 on the agenda be taken as a block.
So moved.
Second,
Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take a vote on that.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas? Councilwoman Jermaine?
yes.
Councilman Donegan?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas?
Absolutely, yes.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Okay, next, may we please have a motion to approve the block?
Motion
To
to
approve.
approve.
Do we have a second? All right, any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please take a vote.
Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas? Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes.
Councilman Donegan? Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas?
Yes.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
Madam Clerk, please enter the roads in the Patuxent schedule into the record. And we have no schedule for Cranston Stadium. May I have a motion to adjourn? All those approve, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We have another meeting, correct? Finance? 5 minutes?
the April Finance Committee meeting. Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Donegan,
Present.
Council Vice President Vargas.
Present.
Councilman Ferry,
Present.
Councilwoman Jermaine, Councilman Campiano,
Present.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Here.
Councilman Wall,
Here.
Council President Marino.
Present.
At this time, we'll entertain a motion for approval of the minutes of the March 4th, 2024 meeting and the March 25th, 2024 special meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take a roll.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas, Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Councilman Campiano, Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Director Zedalis, is there any update on exploration of liability policy?
Yes, there is, Mr. Chairman. As I previously spoke, we're trying to get 3 bids or 3 quotes for general liability. Last week, we received the first quote proposal, however you want to refer to it as. It was in the amount of $2.2 million. I'm rounding it up. But where we were looking at just getting a general liability policy, the quote proposal covered building insurance, which we're already under contract through, I believe it's the end of November. Auto and general liability, which I do couple together, and professional liability insurance, which we have in certain areas in the city. I will say that the proposal for $2.2 million has additional coverage for professional liability, which we do not have, as well as a cyber component, which again, we do not currently have. The proposal has what I would say are lower deductibles than I was expecting, which means, if I can just speak to people in the insurance business, a higher premium for the lower deductible. So what we're doing is to doing apples to apples. We're going back to the other 2 proposals we're looking for to see how that compares to the 2.2. I can assure you that they won't be in line because the one proposal we got in has additional benefits to include driving and other aspects of liability. It's a very proactive proposal, but we were looking for just a general liability. We got a proposal for everything in the world. So trying to figure out what we would do with this proposal is going to take some analysis. And as I said, we're already under contract and have paid for our building insurance. So in discussions with the proposal, the proposer, they had stated they can start with a different start date and just prorate the premium. So that's where we are at the moment, sir.
Thank you, Director. And you think next month, the other 2 quotes, or is that attainable, or?
We will have 3 quotes for as close as we can get to this, 3 proposals. Trying to get it as close to the proposal we've received. So we're asking to expand their scope.
Thank you, Director. Any other comments from the committee on those? All right. Thank you again, Director, for looking into that, and I appreciate it. I know it's been a work in progress, and I appreciate your attention to it. Before us, we have 12-2301 as well as 12-2302. Both of these were continued from the last month. Through the clerk, did receive notification or a request from the applicants for both of these to be continued to the next month's meeting. So at this time, we would entertain a motion on 12-2301 for a motion to continue.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take the roll on the motion to continue.
Councilman Donegan?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas? Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas?
Yes.
Councilman Wall?
Yes.
Council President Marino?
Yes.
Next, we have ordinance 12-2302. Similarly, this was requested for continuance to next month. At this time, we'll entertain a
So
motion to
moved.
continue.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Donegan?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas?
Yes.
Yes. Councilman Ferry?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine?
Yes.
Councilman Campiano?
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas?
Yes.
Councilman Wall? Council President Marino?
Yes.
All right, at this time, other correspondence or communications before the committee. At this time, we'll open up the floor for comment. This is limited to 4 minutes on docketed matters only. Is there anyone in public who wishes to speak? Is there anyone online that wishes to speak?
There is still public comment.
All right, at this time, public comment closed. New matters before the committee. 3-2402 ordinance and amendment of Title II of the Code City of Cranston 2005 entitled Administration and Personnel Minimum Wage. This is on the docket this evening. However, it was or posted on the docket this evening. Earlier this evening, the ordinance was referred from the full city council, and this will now be heard at the Monday, April 8th city council meeting. That way it can be advertised. We don't need any motion, correct? It's not technically on the.
That's correct. Just leave it alone. It's fine.
Thank you, Solicitor. Next, a resolution allowing the city of Cranston to assume responsibility for the upkeep and safety of the United States Army donation of mid-19th century military cannons at the Governor Sprague Mansion. This is sponsored by Councilwoman Renzulli and myself. This time we'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Second.
I don't know if the administration anyone from the administration is here that when the administration reached out asking if I have biggest question, any sort of fiscal impact on our end. Old is that the city has been, these cannons have been at the governor's mansion for years, and this is just formally saying they're going to stay here and we can't sell them. But I was told there would be no fiscal allocation towards this whatsoever.
Question.
Yes, Councilwoman Jermaine.
Okay, for the upkeep, so there's no fee, maintenance, nothing to do around it?
That is correct. That is what I have been told. There's nothing we are spending.
Okay, good.
Councilman Paplaskas.
Thank you, Chair. I think this is great. I know we've had them for a long time, and I remember Councilman Arquette over the years talking about these cannons frequently. So I'm sure he's happy about this too if he's watching, but I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Because I'll just read. Yes, Councilman Ferry.
I wanted to be added as a co-sponsor.
Same.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Everyone co-sponsor?
All in.
All in. All right, everyone's on board. And for what it's worth, from communication that I received via email, there should be no new costs incurred. The agreement formalizes what already occurs at the mansion. The Historical Society will keep them on the grounds, currently indoors, safe from the elements. Aside from dusting, there's no true maintenance necessary. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take a roll on the motion.
Councilman Donegan?
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas?
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilman Jermaine.
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Wall.
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Next before us, we have real estate tax abatements. We'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take a roll.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas.
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine.
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
This is for informational purposes only. The Tax Assessment Board of Review assessed on December 31st, 2022. Is there any discussion on that point? Seeing none. All right. We have the tax interest waiver approvals. This we do need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas.
Yes.
Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine.
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas.
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
And last, there is tax interest waiver denials. We need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Council Vice President Vargas. Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jermaine.
Yes.
Councilman Campiano,
Yes.
Councilman Paplaskas,
Yes.
Councilman Wall,
Yes.
Council President Marino.
Yes.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
We have not here.